The gold band slipped from my finger like a dead thing. Its weight suddenly intolerable against my skin. I watched it fall to the floor with a soundless finality. This symbol of promises Marcus had made when we chose a life without children. A life he had unilaterally dismantled. Amber stood wringing her hands, her distress a palpable force in the room. Tears glistened along her lower lashes, tracing paths down cheeks already marked by sorrow. "I'm so sorry, Grace," she whispered, the words frayed at the edges. "This is all my fault. My mother, she doesn't have much time left. Her one wish was to see me settled with a child. Marcus only agreed to help through IVF. There was nothing physical between us." My husband's gaze remained steady, devoid of remorse. "Grace," he said, his voice cool and measured. "Can you truly be so heartless? Amber's mother is dying. Was she supposed to find some stranger to fulfill this final request, potentially ruining her future? We use science to grant a dying woman peace." I felt something within me calcify, turning brittle and cold. This man I had loved, who had once spoken of our child-free future with such conviction, now stood defending the creation of a life he claimed would not alter ours. The irony was a blade twisting in my chest. Amber added hurriedly, "Once the baby is born, I swear I'll never reveal the truth to them. I won't seek anything from Marcus. No support, no involvement. This child will never cross into your world." But the child already had. It lived in the space between us, in the unspoken words and broken trust. Marcus's eyes held no apology, only impatience at what he perceived as my lack of compassion. And I knew, with a clarity that was both terrible and absolute, that the man I married was already gone. What's wrong with that? Amber is filial, so naturally she can't bear to go against her mother's wishes. Do you want to stand by and watch her marry just anyone and have a child, ruining her own life? As he spoke, he stepped forward and shielded Amber behind him. "Why are you blaming her? All I did was pretend with Amber in front of Aunt Thompson that we were married, then we did IVF and had a baby. Do you have to make such a fuss? IVF, do you understand? IVF? Nothing happened between us." I clenched my fists, my nose stung. I looked up, fighting back tears. "There are so many options in a sperm bank. Why did it have to be you?" Marcus impatiently interrupted me. "Sperm banks are a mixed bag. What if the child has problems? Amber and I have known each other since childhood. We know everything about each other. She trusts my genes and I'm willing to help her. What's wrong with that? Grace, can you stop stirring up trouble?" My tears finally broke free, soaking my face. Ignoring the constant flow of people in the Grandview diner, I felt as I fall. The strength had been drained from my body and I collapsed onto the floor. He had a child with someone else, and he was still blaming me for stirring up trouble. 3 years of marriage, and at this moment it felt like nothing but a cruel joke. "Grace, are you okay? Don't scare me." Amber rushed forward to help me up, but Marcus pulled her back. "Don't bother with her. She just loves to put on that martyr act to manipulate me. Let's go see Aunt Thompson. Didn't we promise her we'd go early today to watch the community dance group?" Amber nodded, holding Marcus's arm as she turned to leave. Before leaving, she didn't forget to smirk at me triumphantly, her face full of glee. Watching Marcus carefully escort her away, my heart felt like it was being cut by a knife in excruciating pain. "Ma'am, are you all right?" A server from the Grandview diner came over and helped me into a chair. The stares and whispers of the people around us were completely unreserved, but at that moment, I couldn't care less about anything. Marcus's face replayed in my mind. He had a child with Amber. The man who suggested we be Dinksh had a child with another woman. "Grace, I don't like children. There's already enough pressure. Why burden our lives with a child? The moment a child is born, we'd have to shoulder the responsibility of raising them. It's not as easy as raising a kitten or a puppy. When we first got married, Marcus hinted at this more than once. He held me in his arms, his face full of tenderness. "Actually, the most important reason is that I love you too much, and I don't want you to take risks just to continue the family line. Giving birth is like stepping one foot into the grave. Childbirth depletes a woman's vitality and is very hard on her body. Grace, what a Buddha you. Do you like children?" I was silent for a moment. Deep down, I really wanted to have a child of my own, but looking at Marcus's expectant eyes, I still shook my head. "I don't like them either." He kissed my face, laughing with abandon. "That's great then, let's be." Many Dink families are very happy when we're young. We'll enjoy our time as a couple when we're old. We'll go to a retirement home together as long as you're by my side. I won't be lonely. I accepted Marcus's suggestion as long as he was happy. I was willing to accommodate him. For 3 years of marriage, we implicitly avoided discussing children. I thought we would live happily ever after like this, growing old hand in hand in a retirement home. But unexpectedly, 2 hours ago, I received a text message from an unknown number. "Your husband is about to become a father." I turned off my phone, Completely unfazed. Scams were getting more ridiculous. My husband was about to have a child. How would I not know? 2 minutes later, the number sent another text message. This time it included a photo. In the photo, Marcus was having dinner with a woman at a restaurant. Marcus carefully put food on the woman's plate. His face full of concern. The woman gently stroked her slightly swollen belly, looking about 2 or 3 months pregnant. You know this woman, don't you? She's pregnant with your husband's child. 2 months along. I froze instantly, my fingers trembling slightly, my mind blank. I knew this woman all too well. She was Marcus's childhood sweetheart, Amber. I typed with trembling fingers. Who are you? Why should I believe you? The other side coldly sent a line of text. The Grandview Diner, booth 6. If you don't believe me, go see for yourself. I coldly replied, I won't believe your nonsense. But the next second, I couldn't help but ask for leave and took a taxi straight to the Grandview Diner. Seeing my arrival, Marcus showed no surprise. Grace, I've wanted to tell you about this for a long time, but I just couldn't find the right opportunity. Amber, meanwhile, kept her head down, her eyes red and her face full of faint grievance. It was as if she were the one being bullied. From beginning to end, I had been like an utter fool, completely in the dark. When I got home, it was already late night and Marcus still hadn't returned. I numbly took a shower, then curled up on the sofa staring blankly, my eyes red. Marcus had fallen in love with me at first sight and pursued me passionately for 2 years. He created romantic gestures, sent gifts, picked me up and dropped me off for work, and was always there with a call when I broke my leg. He barely left my side, caring for me in the hospital for 2 months. After I was discharged, I was so moved that I accepted his confession because I firmly believed I wouldn't find another man who treated me better than him. He said I was the most wonderful woman in the world, and that he would love and cherish me for a lifetime. Grace, I'm so lucky to be with you. I will definitely take good care of you and make you the happiest woman in the world. When we first got married, he did all the cooking, laundry, and household chores. He took meticulous care of me. Grace, you're my little princess. All you have to do is be beautiful. A year later, his patience with me dwindled, and he stopped doing housework. Grace, do you really think you're a princess? Husbands and wives need to understand and be considerate of each other. Why should I be the only one putting in effort? His feelings for me faded while I fell deeper and deeper, unable to extricate myself. Around 11 o'clock, Marcus finally returned. He turned on the light, glanced at me curled up on the sofa and sighed helplessly. After he had washed up, he came over, lay down and hugged me from behind. Grace, please don't be angry anymore, okay? This is a small matter. It's not worth all this. I pushed him away. My swollen eyes probably looked ridiculous, my voice hoarse, my face full of despair. Marcus, do you have any shame? If I had a child with another man, would that be a small matter too? He sighed. How can that be the same? Grace, that's ridiculous. I don't want to hear you talk such nonsense again. All I did was provide a sperm sample to Amber. The child is Amber's. It has nothing to do with us. I have no emotional connection to it either. Let's just pretend this never happened. It won't affect our lives. Saying this, he leaned in to hug me again. Stop making a fuss, okay? I know my limits and I have boundaries. If it weren't to fulfill Aunt Thompson's last wish, I wouldn't have helped Amber. Can't you be more understanding? I pushed him away and stood up, looking coldly into his eyes. Then let's sell the house and settle down in my hometown from now on. You'll cut all ties with Amber and never see that child again. He froze for a few seconds, then sighed helplessly. Do you know what you're saying? Abandoning everything to settle in another city with you? That's completely unrealistic. Grace, don't push me, okay? I laughed, tears streaming down my face. He probably forgot that I had originally planned to move closer to my parents, but for him, I chose to settle in this city where I worked. I left my loving parents and familiar friends. I gambled my life on his love and now I had lost terribly. I had questioned his overly close relationship with Amber long ago, but Marcus would only blame me for being too sensitive. Grace, I don't see Amber as a woman at all. We grew up together. If we were going to be together, we would have been already. She's very carefree and doesn't fuss over details. She's very naive. You'll know once you spend some time with her. Amber nodded, linked arms with me, smiling sweetly. That's right, Grace. Marcus and I grew up together. Even holding hands felt as purely platonic as can be. Marcus, Grace is so beautiful. How did you manage to charm her, you sly dog? What methods did you use? All your girlfriends are always so beautiful. After saying this, she covered her mouth, feigning panic. Oh, I'm sorry, Grace. Did I say something wrong? I didn't mean anything else. Please don't be. Marcus looked completely unfazed. Grace, look at her. She speaks without thinking. No hidden agenda. Just treat her like a kid. Every time we went on a date, he would bring Amber along. Amber would always casually pick up Marcus's drink and take a sip. Then she'd wipe her mouth in disgust. Ugh. I drank your drink, that's gross. Every time this happened, Marcus would joke. My saliva is perfectly clean, ask Grace. If you don't believe meth, two of them playfully chased each other. Flirting, I stood by, feeling like a third wheel. It wasn't until I threatened to break up with him that Marcus reluctantly kept his distance from Amber. Amber shot me a displeased glance, her voice full of grievance. Grace, if you ask me, you're being too petty. Marcus's previous girlfriends never made demands like this. Just with you now, it's not like he sold himself to you. What right do you have to dictate his social circle? I shrugged. If he has a problem with it, then we can just break up. Ultimately, Marcus chose me 6 months after we got married. He reconnected with Amber, but it was only occasional greetings, much more distant than before. I turned a blind eye and didn't interfere much. Unexpectedly, the next time I heard about Amber, she was pregnant with my husband's child. This was a complete joke. I sighed, my eyes welled up with tears. I won't force you, Marcus. Let's get a divorce. Marcus stood up, his voice unbelievably loud. Divorce? Grace, are you crazy? Because of such a small matter? You want a divorce? I ignored him, taking out the divorce papers I had prepared. The house and car were bought by you before marriage. They're all yours. The savings are split 50-50. Good teeing. We don't have children, so there's no custody battle. He snatched the divorce papers and tore them to shreds. How long are you going to keep acting on impulse? You're becoming increasingly unreasonable. I've told you I know my limits and I have boundaries. I absolutely won't interfere with Amber and her child's business, and she and the child won't affect our lives. Why do you have to obsess over this? What more do you want from me? He was about to continue his lecture. An ill-timed phone call interrupted him. Marcus pulled out his phone, a flicker of guilt in his eyes, but he answered the call anyway. From the other end, Amber's tearful voice came through. Marcus, my stomach hurts. Come quickly. Marcus hung up the phone, his face a mask of panic. I have something to do. You stay home and think things over. Grace, you know how good I am to you, don't you? Don't keep threatening me with divorce. You might just drain all my love for you, and then you'll have nowhere to cry with that. He slammed the door and left. Cold and heartless, I watched his retreating back, tears stream down my face. Grace, even now, what are you still hoping for? Fine, it's time to let go. I started packing my luggage, took off the wedding ring from my ring finger and tossed all the gifts he had given me into the trash. The house was filled with shadows of our life together, making it unbearable to look at. Ding dong. My phone buzzed with a message. I picked up my phone. The mysterious sender had texted me again. Grace, what makes you think you can compete with me? If you know what's good for you, get out now. You don't actually believe the child in my belly was conceived through IVF, do you, idiot? Attached was a photo of Amber and Marcus lying in bed. It made me sick to my stomach and I rushed to the bathroom and vomited until I was dizzy. The mysterious sender was Amber. I should have known. Amber's messages kept coming. Grace, Marcus and I have known each other since childhood. You stole him away. You're the mistress who ruined Summonil's relationship. If it weren't for you, Marcus and I would have ended up together long ago. So what if you stole him? Now, you have to give him back, don't you? What isn't yours you won't get no matter how much you scheme. Our family of 3 is very happy now and Marcus cares deeply for our child and me. Grace, have some dignity. After I finished throwing up, I went back to the living room, picked up my phone and coldly replied, is picking up my discarded trash something to brag about? You two deserve each other. Lock yourselves away, and don't come out to harm anyone else. Before she could reply, I immediately blocked her number. Thinking of her furious expression, I couldn't help but smile. The sky was turning pale and Marcus still hadn't returned. I packed up all my belongings, moved out of the house, found a hotel to stay in and began the resignation procedures at my company. I also found a lawyer and filed for divorce. A month later, after completing the resignation process and getting my divorce certificate, I could return to my parents. I would never come back to this city. 3 days later, Marcus finally discovered I had moved out. He called me irritably, accusing me of stirring up trouble. Grace, are you ever going to stop? There's a limit to how long you can be angry. Just get over it. That night, Amber had a stomachache and wasn't feeling well. She's pregnant. What's wrong with me taking care of her? Were you going to stand by and watch something happen to her? How can you be so malicious? No matter how unhappy you are with me, no matter how misunderstood you think Amber is, the child is innocent, right? Everyone else is innocent. What about me? Was I the one who caused all this? Did I deserve this torment? I forced a smile, my voice devoid of Marcus, I've already submitted the divorce papers. It's time for this self-fated relationship to come to an end. Refuse to be involved with your family of 3, he sighed, his tone softening slightly. Ultimately, aren't you just jealous? Aren't you just thinking I have something going on with Amber? I swear if I have any secret relationship with Amber, may I die a terrible death. I scoffed, my face full of disdain. You certainly deserve a terrible death. Those who betray relationships never come to a good end. Marcus, I truly regret ever agreeing to be with you with that. I ignored his and coldly hung up the phone. I quickly blocked his number. Speaking another word to him now made me utterly disgusted. My lawyer delivered the divorce papers to Marcus. After receiving them, he finally started to panic. First, he searched everywhere for me. After finding nothing, he came to wait for me downstairs at the office. When I left work, I saw Marcus holding a bouquet of pink roses waiting for me downstairs at the office. My colleagues from the same company wore eager-gossiping expressions. Wow, Grace, is that your husband? You two have been married for so many years, and he's still so romantic, so sweet, flaunting your affection like this in front of us single people, trying to make us jealous. I looked up at Marcus. He was holding a bouquet of my favorite pink roses. His eyes were full of tenderness. Grace, I've come to take you home. Amber stood beside him, gently stroking her belly, looking worried. Grace, where have you been these past few days? Marcus has been so worried about you. We searched everywhere for you but couldn't find anything. You're a grown woman. Why are you still playing this running away act? We had no choice, so we came to stake out your office. We finally found you. She sighed. If there's a problem, just resolve it properly. Marcus works so hard every day and he has to worry about your issues. Don't you feel guilty at all? My colleagues lightly tugged up my sleeve. Grace, who is that woman? Is she your husband, Andy's sister? We've never heard you mention her before. I didn't speak. I just stood there blankly pretending my eyes were red-rammed. Amber wanted to continue her lecture, but Marcus stopped her. All right, let's discuss it at home with that. He moved to pull me, but I pushed him away. I pointed at both of them, my face full of fury, deliberately making a loud sonito attract the attention of passers-by. Marcus, you scumbag, this woman is pregnant with your child, and you still dare to blame me for running away? Are you even human? And you be asterisk. You stole my husband. You're pregnant with my husband's child, and you dare to flaunt your presence in front of me so openly? The Qing dynasty is long gone. Are you still trying to live out some outdated polygamous fantasy? You too shameless be asterisk. You both deserve to rot. Everyone stopped in unison, instantly buzzing. My colleagues raised their voices in disbelief. Grace, is what you're saying true? So you resigned because of this scumbag, right? Bringing his pregnant mistress to pick up his wife. What nerve? Marcus looked at me, a flicker of panic in his eyes. He walked over and grabbed my hand. Grace, you resigned. Where are you going? I slapped him across the face with the back of my hand. Get lost. It's none of your business. Amber angrily stepped forward, shielding Marcus. Grace, what's wrong with you? We came to pick you up as a favor. Don't act so ungrateful and entitled. The onlookers pointed and whispered amongst themselves. Being a mistress is truly outrageous these days. Pregnant, coming to provoke the wife. Isn't she afraid of divine retribution? Exactly, that young woman. So young and doing such a shameless thing in our day. She'd be run out of town. This man looked like a romantic, devoted lover, but turns out he's a playboy with his pregnant mistress on one arm trying to coax his wife home. Even TV dramas wouldn't dare to write something so unbelievable. It's absolutely outrageous. The pointing and whispering of the crowd made the two of them extremely awkward. Amber's face turned ashen with rage, and she frantically covered her ears. Nonsense. What do you know? Things aren't at all as she's saying. Get lost. All of you just get lost. Marcus anxiously supported Amber. Amber, are you all right? The doctor said you shouldn't get agitated. Let's go. We're leaving now. Amber looked up and glared at me fiercely. Grace, you actually tried to ruin my reputation on purpose. You've gone too far with that. She rushed forward to grab my hair, but I raised my hand to block her. Unexpectedly, she instantly collapsed to the ground, clutching her stomach in pain, curled up. Grace, why did you push me? I looked at her in disbelief. I only lightly blocked her. How could she have fallen great in broad daylight? She framed me again. Seeing what had happened, the onlookers quickly dispersed. My colleagues stood behind me, saying they would testify for me. Can't stand seeing manipulative people like her. Grace, don't be afraid. We have so many eyes on her and there are cameras overhead. If you didn't push her, you didn't push her. No matter how much she slanders you, she won't get what she wants exactly in broad daylight. Blatantly faking an injury, calling the police to arrest her would be satisfying. I thanked my colleagues for their kindness and told them to go home first. It's fine, you all go home. This is between the three of us. I'll handle it myself. After my colleagues left, only the three of us. The ambulance still hadn't arrived. Marcus frantically picked up Amber, continuously calling her name. Amber, don't be afraid. The doctors will be here soon. Don't be afraid. I'm here. It'll be okay. Everything will be okay. The expression in Heise's and his concern were so familiar. Amber grabbed his hand. Marcus, The baby save our baby. Marcus nodded. The baby's fine, don't worry, our baby will be fine. I looked at his tense expression. I still remembered how firm and resolute he was when he first suggested we be. Dinks. Marcus glared at me with hatred, his eyes full of resolve. Grace, no matter how angry you are, you can't hurt the child. How did you become so malicious? I saw you push her with my own eyes. What reason do you have to argue? I'll sign the divorce papers. A wicked woman like you doesn't deserve my groveling and repeatedly begging you to get back together. I forced a faint smile. That's for the best. The ambulance arrived quickly. Marcus tenderly picked Amber up onto the stretcher and got into the ambulance. Amber secretly smirked at me triumphantly, her eyes full of provocation. However, I was frighteningly calm instead. I found her utterly pathetic to gain a man's pity by harming herself. How truly tragic and lamentable. Marcus kept his word. 3 days later, I received the divorce papers he had signed. Amber changed to another number and sent me a text message, her tone full of triumph. Grace, have you seen how powerful I am? All I had to do was play the victim a little and Marcus immediately abandoned you. So what if it was 3 years of marriage? He wasn't even willing to give you a child. You're a real failure as a woman. In his heart, you're not even worthy of bearing his children. I laughed. Yes, you are. So go ahead and have many more. Eat plenty of pig feed and have octuplets. Oh, and his mouth has kissed my toes. So don't you dare be disgusted. With that, I blocked her number again, thinking of her furious expression. I couldn't help but smile. A month later, the company's handover procedures were complete. Divorce cooling off period was also over. Marcus and I arrived at the courthouse. He wore a black suit, his face cold. Grace, we've been together for 3 years after all. There's still affection between us. If you can acknowledge your mistakes and promise not to target Amber and her child anymore, I can forgive you and give you another chance. We can just pretend nothing ever happened. I scoffed, my face full of disdain. Marcus, where do you get your nerve? How can you be so confident? What opportunity do I need from you? Please get this straight. I'm the one who doesn't want you anymore. I'm the one who dumped you. Just sign the papers. Don't make me look down on you even more. He signed resentfully. Fine, Grace. Don't you dare regret this. I took my divorce certificate and turned to leave. Without a single glance back, I bought a train ticket for that evening, left the city and returned to the home where I was born and raised. In this life, I would never again gamble everything for a man. My parents greeted me with joy after hearing about my divorce. They didn't say much. As long as our Grace is happy, whatever decision you make, we will support you. I found a new job and started over. My parents cooked delicious meals for me every day. No more arguments, no more petty grievances. My life felt grounded and fulfilling, and my mood steadily improved. 3 months later, I saw Marcus again. He knelt at my doorstep, his face haggard and disheveled. He slapped himself hard several times. Dad, Mom, Grace, I was wrong. Please give me another chance. My parents exchanged a look and, fainting an errand to buy something, left the house, leaving Marcus and me alone. He knelt before me, his eyes red and swollen, his voice hoarse. Grace, Amber deceived me. Her mother never had a terminal illness. It was a scam from the start. I saw the messages she sent you. She deliberately lured you into discovering her pregnancy, and she intentionally called me away in the middle of the night to provoke you. From her chats with her friends, I learned that she even intentionally failed to frame you, which led to me in a fit of anger getting the divorce certificate with you. Grace, that woman is too manipulative. I've known her for so many years and I always thought she was a naive girl. I was completely deceived by her. I looked at his tearful appearance. My heart felt no ripple. So what, Marcus? What does any of this have to do with me? What are you trying to tell me? Do you really think I pick up chocolate that fell into a latrine? He frantically grabbed my hand, his face full of sorrow. Grace, you love me and I love you. This whole thing was purely an accident. We can start over. Let's just pretend this never. I looked at him, my eyes full of disgust. Marcus, even now, are you still taking me for a fool? This child isn't from surrogacy at all. You and Amber have been sleeping together all along. His eyes widened and he froze. That's what Amber told you, isn't it? She's lying to try and break us apart. I really was just deceived by Amber. I just provided a sperm sample to help her fulfill her mother's wish. The child is an IVF baby. The bed photos are photoshopped. That's right, photoshopped. I laughed, flinging the video Amber had sent me in his face. These steamy videos of yours aren't photoshopped too, are they? Marcus, can you tell me one truth at this point? If you were man enough to admit it, I might actually respect you. Your string of lies only makes me despise you even more. His eyes red. He lowered his head in despair, his voice hoarse. You're right, the child isn't an IVF baby. It was conceived naturally. It was Amber. She got me drunk and drugged meth. Next morning I woke up in her bed a month later. She told me she was pregnant and cried, begging me to keep the child, saying her mother had late-stage cancer and her only wish was to see her married with a child. I felt guilty towards her and couldn't bear to refuse, So I kept the child, and even pretended to be married to her in front of her mother. He paused, his face full of sorrow. Grace, I love you so much. I couldn't bear for you to leave me. That's why I made up the IVF story to deceive you. But Amber said back then that once the child was born, she would absolutely not hold me responsible. I didn't expect that. For her own selfish desires, she manipulated things to drive you away. As he spoke, he moved closer and grabbed my hand. Promise you, I'll quit my job and sell the house. We'll settle in this city closer to your parents. Grace, whatever other demand you have, just name them. Anything I can do, I will fulfill. I flung his hand away, my face filled with scorn. My demand is for you to get out. The further away the better. Don't ever disturb my life again. Marcus, have some dignity. His persistence and relentless pursuit only made me feel utterly repulsed. Marcus was driven away by me before he left. He simply looked at me mournfully as if I had wronged him. Upon learning that I had not forgiven Marcus, my parents expressed their support. One act of infidelity. Now second chances. Don't ever compromise yourself for a man. My daughter deserves better. The next morning, my front door was splashed with bright red paint. Amber had secretly followed me to my house. She stood at the doorstep, stroking her visibly large belly, shouting the most vile insults. Grace, you be seducing my man. May you die a terrible death. I'm still heavily pregnant with his child, and you two were secretly meeting. How could you be so vile? Come, everyone look, the good daughter raised by the Miller family while I'm pregnant. She's seducing my man. You shameless tramp. The neighbors gossiped amongst themselves. Doesn't Grace have a husband? And she's seducing someone else's husband? That's going too far. Exactly. While the woman is pregnant, she brings her husband home. And her parents don't care. The Miller family's upbringing is truly lacking. Does her husband know she's so promiscuous outside? He's got such a huge cuckold's hat on his head. I opened the door and pretended to wipe away tears off. Grievance. Excuse me, Eniabers. They say private family matters should stay private. But it seems now I have no choice but to speak up. Otherwise, I can't bear the gossip and rumors. This woman got involved with my husband, Marcus, and got pregnant. She's the mistress. I'm the one who was cuckolded. I chose to let go and get a divorce, letting them be together, and now she actually has the nerve to come and bother me. Tell me how brazen our mistress is these days. The crowd quickly turned their attention. So all this time, she was just the pot calling the kettle black. Grace is a girl we've watched grow up. I knew she couldn't do something like this. Her character is poor and her upbringing isn't great either. Have some decency. For the sake of the child you're carrying, don't think just because you're pregnant you can throw a tantrum and act crazy. You splattered so much paint on this wall. You have to clean it up. Everyone, let's just call the police and have her taken to the police station. We're all witnesses. Amber's face turned green with fury. Who dares? You're ganging up on me, aren't you? I'm pregnant. Let's see who dares to touch me. Grace, stop trying to stir things up. We're already divorced. Why are you still luring him to your house? I smiled. He saw through your true colors and was so scared he came to apologize and repent to me. He even gave me a substantial amount of assets. Amber was trembling with rage, gasping for air. You be I'll kill you. She raised her hand and launched forward, ready to hit me, but Marcus, who had just arrived, blocked her. Marcus glared at her resentfully. Are you done with this madness, Amber? My breaking up with you was my own decision, and it has nothing to do with anyone. Amber pointed at me, her eyes filled with resentment. Are you still pretending? You were clearly manipulated by that Grace. Marcus, we grew up together and I'm carrying your child. How could you do this to me? If it weren't for Grace, you would have noticed me long ago. You would have been with me already. She's the one who came later. She's the third party who interfered in our relationship. As she spoke, she tugged on Marcus's sleeve, bursting into tears. All these years he refused to believe you couldn't feel my love for you. Marcus impatiently pulled away, his face etched with disgust. Amber, if you hadn't deliberately gotten pregnant and then played on my guilt by claiming your mother had late-stage cancer and wouldn't live long, would I have gone along with your charade? From beginning to end, you've been using me to get what you want. You even cursed your own mother. You're such a vicious woman. I can't stand the sight of you. Amber's face was pale with rage, and she burst into maniacal laughter, her eyes filled with a chilling coldness. Wasn't it all because I loved you? Anyone has the right to call me vicious, but you don't. Marcus gritted his teeth and roared, I don't love you. I never have. Amber froze in place but quickly recomposed herself. She smiled a smile that was almost maniacal. I don't believe it. It's Grace, isn't it? That be is blocking our way. I'll send her to hell right now. She rushed at me frantically and grabbed my neck. I didn't have time to dodge and could only struggle desperately. Marcus ran over and slapped Amber to the ground. For a moment, The world fell silent. Amber's eyes were filled with despair as she clutched her stomach, struggling in pain. Blood soaked the floor beneath her. A horrifying mess. Amber lost her baby because of Marcus's slap. The later miscarriage meant she would never be able to become a mother. She was beside herself with rage and angrily slapped Marcus several times at the hospital. She gave him two choices: either she would press assault charges and send him to prison, or they would get married, tying him down for life under pressure from Marcus's parents. He ultimately chose to marry her. It wasn't outcome that satisfied Amber. Marcus had desperately tried to convince me to be part of the Dinks know that Amber had lost her ability to have children. It was as if his wish had come true. I heard they fought constantly after getting married, but I had no time to listen to their gossip. I quickly got promoted and received a raise, my future looking bright. I looked at the savings in my bank account, a satisfied smile playing on my lips. They say a blessed person doesn't enter an unfortunate home. I'm grateful for Marcus's betrayal. It gave me a new